BBB, I just want to give you a little background information. Most people, well, everybody knows who Better Business Bureau is, right? Okay. But most people look at us as just a dispute resolution company, okay? The Better Business Bureau is a nonprofit organization. Our office is led by a female. Her name is Melanie Ducanel. She is the CEO and president of our office. There are 2 BBB offices in Michigan. One is in Grand Rapids. They cover the western side of the state. Our office in Southfield covers the east side of the state, BBB Eastern. BBB has been in existence now for over 130 years, actually. And it's funny how it started. BBB started as from a gentleman who was a part of a lawsuit that the United States fought against Coca-Cola and other companies who were doing false advertising. And what they were saying was their product would cure you. And as you know, or don't know, Coca-Cola, the original formula, was made from the coca plant. So therefore, when people drank Coca-Cola, it would give them a sensation from coca, but it never cured anybody. And I think his sister was the one who became addicted to it. And that's when he realized that this is false advertisement. So the United States filed a lawsuit, and his testimony helped to bring down Coca-Cola. They paid big fines, they changed their formula. Of course, the formula of Coke right now that you drink is nowhere near the formula, the original formula, but it's still addictive. I don't know about you, but I love Coca-Cola. I love Coca-Cola. But that's how the BBB got started. This gentleman, I believe his name is Sam Dobbs. Sam Dobbs formed an association to deal with truth in advertising. And that's our mission at the Better Business Bureau. We believe, and it is our mission, that we push for trustworthy businesses and we push for good business practices. We watch for honest advertising, and believe me, we watch those things. If consumers come to us and said, they guarantee, watch that word guarantee. We always raise our eye when somebody says guarantee. It's guaranteed. Are you sure about that? Or we're the world's best. Are you sure about that? You have to prove it. That's where we come in, and that's where people say, well, BBB is a watchdog. Well, kind of. But we also are an information resource, which brings me to why we're here today. The educational foundation side of the BBB, not the business side, but the foundation side, is an information resource. And what we do is we provide information to businesses and consumers. Today, I'm looking at you as a business. Today, we're going to be talking about online business reputation management. Now, some of you may have heard about this, some of you are experiencing this. I hope you all are. Please take your pen and pencil out of your packet and make sure that we put that in there, because there's some things that I think you're going to want to write down, okay? So be prepared to do that and make sure we put what you need in there. Today, we're going to talk about online management. How many businesses in here have or provide or sell products online? Anybody? Do you advertise online? Your services? So that would be you. Anybody else? Most of you do. Okay, all right then. Then I want you to checklist yourself against what we're going to talk about today, because it's very important. So, Ashley, can you help me out? Your business name and reputation is your greatest asset, and you have to protect that. And what we're going to talk about today are the things that you need to do and make sure are in place to do that. The environment, whether you're retail in person or you're online, it can be very rewarding, but it is challenging too, because you got to keep up with the technology that's out there on the internet. The internet is a wonderful thing. It's a great marketing tool, but you got to know what's all involved with the internet and how you have to watch. There's a good side to the internet, but there's a dark side to the internet too. And we want to make sure that you understand what you need to be watching. Your business, if you're online, should reflect the following things: a commitment to the customer service, your product, and the service quality. The courtesy, you gotta be courteous to people, especially nowadays. Prompt service. Now this is an area that challenges a lot of business because due to COVID, things have kind of slowed down. Deliveries, accessing products, so forth and so on. They kind of slowed down, but there's a way to deal with it. And we're going to talk about that. Honest practices. Because the internet is such a scary place these days, there's a lot of hackers out there, there's a lot of scammers out there. People want to know that you are an honest practice. The things you do you're honest about them, you're not lying about what you're doing. The consumer is looking for that. And I'm looking at you as business, but you know what? Everybody in here is a consumer too. So I'm going to be focusing more on the business side, but remember, you're a consumer too. These are things that you should be looking for. Customers will understand and appreciate your value if you do these things. Establishing and maintaining your online presence. It makes it easier to market your business. Do you find that you get more traffic through online? A lot more? Anybody else? Anybody disagree with that? No? Okay. Because if you disagreed with it, I would tell you maybe it's the way you're marketing yourself online. Okay? Online opens you up to more customers, of course, but it also opens you up to more trouble. We're going to talk about that. A large part of your online reputation is self-generated. You've got to talk about yourself. You've got to promote yourself in a way where people will be interested in what you have to offer. It should reflect business character and mindset, what you think, how you feel, what you want to portray your business as. Keep information current. Okay, I'm going to bring this out. It is important that information on your website or your page is current, because it'll kill you if it's not.
I think a lot of people miss that point.
Yeah.
There's a lot of old information on a lot of websites.
And I've talked with our business development manager, and he told me, Mel, a business should Google themselves every 90 days. Every 90 days to make sure your information that's out there is correct. And also to see what people are putting out there on your page. Because consumers now they get kind of smart. They now leave what you call reviews, okay? And what you want to do is go out there and check out and see what they're saying about you. Because did you know that Google does not vet their reviews? I can put a review about your company and have never dealt with you. So you want to check every 90 days to see what the world is saying about you. And the hardest thing to do is to get it removed from Google. Okay? That's the difference between Google and the BBB, but we're going to talk about that. Encourage your customers to post reviews. Now, if you'll notice, I don't know if you guys have Xfinity service up here. A little bit. One thing that they do, and I thought it was pretty amazing, and it's really effective for them. Whenever you go to them for service or product, whether you're happy or you're not, after After they've completed the transaction with you, what happens? They send you a text. They want to know, how was your experience? How can we better serve you? That's the type of response that you need to have with your business. Now, there are a lot of small businesses out there that say, well, you know, when do I have time to do that? I'm a roofer and I'm up on the roof. Well, you need to make time to do that, because that's what's going to keep generating business for you, the response that you give to what comes in. Okay? I'm going to talk about that too. Okay, respond to customers' concerns immediately. Use proper online business etiquette. I want to talk about that too, but I just want to say, don't argue with anybody online. Never do that. I mean, it just immediately makes your reputation go like this. There's ways to handle that, okay? BBB business profile. Anybody in here got a profile? You need to check it. Go to bbb.org. Put the name of your business in, your location, city and state, and see if a profile comes up for you. One way that it's going to help you, whether you're accredited with us or not, because we do accreditation, I'm not here to tell you that today. But you want to have a business profile out there in case somebody checks on you. You would be surprised at how many people come to BBB and look for a company. Even if they know your company is down on Main Street, they pass it every day. They will go to BBB, put in your name and see what's out there. What are they looking for? They want to know, are you registered with BBB? Because if you are, then I know you're a real business. Secondly, do you have any complaints? Do you have any reviews? Who do I contact if I call there? If you don't have a profile out there, I would encourage you to call our office and tell them, I have a business such and such and such, but I don't see a profile out there. Can you build a profile for me?
Is it free?
Yes. Okay? A lot of times you'll find that it's out there, but the information is incorrect. It has not been updated. We need you in order to do that. Okay? Look at it as a free marketing tool. My business is listed with BBB. People know that I'm a real business.
Can
Okay?
we edit that profile ourselves?
Yes, if you need to. I mean, if there's an update there, you can either call us or you can go to there's an app out there where they can put their update in. Yes, you can do that. Okay? Okay.
All right, social media presence. So we all know that a big part of this online world we live in is social media, even for businesses, marketing and stuff like that. So the biggest thing with social media marketing is, again, everybody has probably some sort of social media platform, and people can write whatever they want on it. Good, bad, ugly. That's another thing that's really hard to get taken down if they were to write something on your business profile or just share something with their friends and tag you in it and things like that. So you want to make sure that you're keeping your social media presence also up to date so that people know current information on you, see that you're sharing content, see that you're a legitimate business. This may even be where they go if they have a problem, and they might be able to look back and see how you've handled a problem in the past. As Mel said, we encourage you not to argue with people online, but just being able to see that you respond to customers and things of that sort is really important. So when you're looking to create, maybe improve your social media presence, you kind of want to see what your goals are, right? So is your goal to gain more followers there? Is it to drive traffic to your website? What are you looking to do? And working with a lot of small businesses and nonprofits, and being a nonprofit ourselves, we definitely understand that you may be everything for your office. You might be the social media person, you might be the marketing person, it might only be one of you. So maybe you don't have the time and resources to dedicate to a very strong social media presence. So we encourage that you look at what you're capable of. Are you capable of posting once a week, once a month? what kind of content are you able to provide? Is it an article that will interest people? Is it resharing something from another business that you found helpful? What kind of things draw the kind of attention you want, and then what are you able to do? We encourage you to kind of either write out or create a social media plan. There's a lot of free tools online to schedule out social media. So maybe you take a day and you schedule all your posts for the entire month, and then you don't even worry about it, and you just go back in and check kind of your comments and things like that. But just keeping active on there will show people, that you respond and things like that. We find that, some people aren't comfortable calling us, so they'll reach out to us on social media and they'll DM us and want resources that way. So it's always important that you have updated information and that you are, checking those messages and things like that, and then proving, how you respond to customers. They'll see interactions that way as well.
Question.
Yeah.
Are there any sites that you would recommend for the social media planning, the post planning?
Yes, so there's a great one that's free to sign up. It's called Hootsuite, like hoot like an owl, and then SUITE. And that has a free option that does give you a social media planner. It gives you the ability to schedule posts on all the platforms that you have at the same time and just keep track of what you're posting.
That's hootsuite.com.
Yes. So that's a really good one, and that's a great way to be able to keep track of what you're doing. And like I said, just kind of schedule everything out, and then you don't even need to worry about it. And then obviously we always say to whether you're business or consumers, we want to remind everybody that we kind of treat information you might share on social media like currency. So you want to be careful that what you're sharing on your business page is not necessarily what you're sharing on your personal page, right? So you don't want to cross any boundaries or anything on your business page. You want to keep that business page very professional because you don't want a consumer to see that, what you're posting, and get turned off to your business. So it can be a great tool to drive people to your business, but it can also, be a deterrent based on what you post. So just keep that in mind when you're sharing information as well. There we go. All right, and meeting the needs of in-person customers versus online. So we always say that, of course, when you have a great interaction with the customer, they're happy with the work that you've done, it's harder to get them to post a positive review than it is to post a negative review, unfortunately. So those positive reviews and experiences always need a little push. Whereas the negative experiences, they are always ready to go, thumbs are ready to fire and post all the negativity they can against your business. So we do something special at the BBB. We vet everything that comes in. So we verify that they were actually a customer of yours before we post anything. And then if it is a complaint or something like that, we obviously work to get it resolved. And then you'll see the interaction between you as the business and the consumer. So we always encourage people to, provide links, and an app we'll talk about a little bit later so that you can get those positive reviews more easily, and then we help you address the negative ones as well.
I love this slide. Sometimes the unhappy customer is right. Sometimes they are. I mean, if you're offering a product that, say, you're not the manufacturer, but you're the distributor, and there's something wrong with that product, it's not really your fault, it's the manufacturer, okay? So they're unhappy. So let's go through some steps of how you can handle that. If the customer's social media post identifies an actual problem with what they purchased, ask them to contact you, or you contact them if they've got the information out there. Don't do it online, okay? Don't go back and forth with the customer online because it can get very messy. It's funny how human behavior, when it's behind a screen, it'll really express itself in negative ways. You don't want to do that. When you finally reach the customer, by phone or if you meet them, they come to your location, apologize. Just apologize. It wasn't your fault. It was the manufacturer. Or maybe something was installed by one of your workers and it wasn't installed right. Just apologize. Take the fault, okay? Correct the problem, what you wanna do. And then communicate to the consumer how much value they are to you. Because what you've gotta do is change their mindset about the experience. First, you've already admitted that there's a problem. You apologized for it, and then you corrected it. Mindset has to change because now they're satisfied, okay? Now you look great in their eyes and any potential customer. Because if a complaint was put out there, you can always respond and say what you did. Because you want your future customers to know that you handled it, okay? Next slide. But guess what? Sometimes the customer is wrong. They're just wrong, okay? Wrong is just wrong. Sometimes they are wrong. So you, again, ask them to contact you. How can I speak with you? Not online, okay? Do it off a line, meet in person, whatever. Explain the facts. Now, if you're a business owner, I hope that you keep records. You signed a contract. It shows what you want, what services you purchase, how much it's gonna cost. If there's a warranty or a guarantee, I hate that word, warranty, make sure it's laid out, okay? So that the customer can't come back and say, well, you didn't tell me what the warranty was. You didn't tell me it was 90 days. I thought it was a year. Now, lay it out. Make sure that it's in writing. You sign it, they sign it, okay? Now, we tell consumers a lot, never pay 100% before you get the services. And consumers have a right to do that. Because you may not fulfill what you put in that contract. Okay? Lay out the facts. They still don't agree. Well, if you're right, there's nothing you can do about that. Explain to them how you appreciate them using your service, your product, or whatever. Tell them how valuable they are. They're still mad at you, still hollering. There's nothing you can do about it. Respond to that. Tell exactly what you did, that you fulfilled your contract, and guess what? Move on. Because there's nothing you can do about it. And if you know that you're in the right, don't just keep going back and forth, back and forth. Lay out the facts and move on. Well, you may say, well, Mel, what if that customer, just keeps on going on. Maybe they might enter in a complaint with the AG or whatever. As long as you're right, don't worry about it. If you've met the contract agreements, the things that you said you were gonna do, it's done. Let it work itself out. Don't go back and forth with the consumer, because what they're gonna do is, and I'm gonna tell you, consumers will do this. They will go on and on and on online. Remember, that barrier is there so they feel, okay, nobody see me, so I can do this. But what you really look like is an idiot. Okay? If you're dissatisfied, then you go to the proper place to handle it. Okay? But business owners, if you've done what you've been contracted to do, you've been paid for the services, you laid everything out, move on. Okay? Now, this is the thing that I love about BBB, and that's why I want you to make sure you got a profile out there with us. You can always have them file a complaint with us. Because you know what we're gonna do? And this is what we do that other Google and whoever don't do. We're gonna first look at the complaint. We're gonna ask them to provide proof of what happened, okay? Then we're gonna contact you and say, hey, Mr. Jones said you installed a porch, and he sent us pictures, and we see a problem here. We agree. Let's try to resolve this. So what we do, and we're going to talk about it more in a few minutes, what we do is we try to bring you together to resolve the issue, okay? And then, once it's resolved, we give you an opportunity to put a response, okay? So a complaint doesn't always have to be a bad thing. It can be a good thing, okay? You just gotta handle it, take care of it, resolve it. And BBB will help you do that. So don't be afraid to tell, hey, go complain to the BBB. Because we're gonna take them through a process, but make sure that you're right when you do that. Okay? Ashley.
All right, so how do we help in all of this? I know you're probably aware that we accredit some businesses, but I wanted you all to know that our services in terms of dealing with complaints and reviews and the vetting of those sorts of things is free. You don't have to be accredited with us. We still handle all of those things. If it's in our purview, there are some things we can't handle, employee-employer issues, tenant-landlord issues. We do have a list of things that we do not cover. We are not a government entity. That is one thing that people get confused with us, but we are not a government entity. We do have relationships with some of those organizations, but we ourselves are not a government entity. So we do have a lot of resources and a lot of tips and tricks to help you deal with your online reputation, whether that be complaints, reviews, things like that. All right, so one of the things we have in our office are people called customer engagement specialists. These are people that work through those reviews and complaints and vet them and reach out to the consumer and ask for proof of purchase or proof of, work to verify that you actually did business with somebody, to make sure that it's not, someone trying to write something about the wrong business or someone trying to take out some anger on, an old employer or something of that sort. So they kind of go through that process. They'll take a complaint and work with the business and the consumer to kind of come to a resolution. We offer mediation and arbitration services if that is necessary, if it comes down to it. Like I said, we also work, so we'll help you, draft your responses to the consumer, so that way you're not going back and forth online, as we talked about so many times today. We want to make sure that everything stays cohesive and that everybody's being respectful, and so that you look good on the end and the consumer as well as satisfied with the resolution you may come to. And then we also work with non-accredited businesses. So to become accredited, you have to have a certain letter grade within our system. So you'll notice that if you create a profile for your business, or if you already have one, we've probably assigned you a letter grade. That's based on a few different factors. It has to do with time in business, if you have any complaints, if you've responded to those complaints, things like that. So we work with people who are interested in becoming accredited, but it may not be eligible based off of certain criteria, and we work with them until we can get them eligible if that's what they're interested in. All right, and these are some of our benefits of accreditation. Like I said, we offer some free fraud and scam training for businesses. You get to work with that customer engagement specialist. They're always available to take your call and help you update profile information or answer complaints, things like that. You get one of those little plaques on your office. It has the seal on it right here. We do something called request to quote. So if you're a business that can take quotes, people request quotes from you, that's something they can do. They can click something on our website and it'll just provide them a forum to reach out to you and ask for a quote. So we offer that as well. And then, like I said, we have mediation and arbitration services. So these are just some of the things that come along with a business once they're accredited.
Okay. Managing reviews and complaints on your business profile. I just want to go a little in depth about Better Business Bureau, because believe it or not, some businesses are afraid of us. They think that we're more consumer generated, but we're really not. It is our mission to help businesses grow. Better business. There are things that the Better Business Bureau can do to help your business. And one of the main things that we like one of the main advantages that we like to make sure that businesses know is when you have a complaint, when a complaint comes from a consumer, okay? We review all of those complaints. We actually vet those complaints. People will make up stories all the time. We actually vet them. And if we find that they're not true, we just reject it, okay? But if it's a customer that you've had, we will contact you. We don't just put that complaint out there for everybody to see. We believe that it should be fair, that if there's a problem, complaint from a consumer, that the business has a right to respond to it. That's only fair. So please know that if a complaint comes in on your business profile, again, that's why I want you to put a business profile out there. If a complaint comes in, we know how to reach you, first of all, okay? We will vet it. Any complaint or review that comes in has to be in writing. We don't just take your call. No, we can't do that. We want it in writing because we want to know who you are, okay? You're making a complaint against a business, okay? Complaints are verified and vetted. Your business is contacted for a response. Now, we have 3 forms of resolution. First, that customer specialist will try to resolve between the 2. Okay, it's unbiased. We just want to bring it together. Because sometimes the customer is so frustrated, they don't want to deal with you. Okay, you know how they can be. Excuse me. Think of it from the consumer side. You're a consumer and you're dissatisfied. I don't want to deal with you. You can always come to the Better Business Bureau and we will bring you together. Okay, we're unbiased. We're going to make sure that it doesn't get out of control. Usually, once we've talked about what the problem is, we can resolve it. And that's what we do. Let's take it another step. Sometimes we need a mediator. And the Better Business Bureau has attorneys that we keep on retainer to come in and kind of mediate a situation. We do that a lot with car dealerships. Excuse me. We do that a lot with car dealerships. They'll have an attorney come in and the mediator will be there and they sit down and they work it out. It's cheaper for GM to just send one of their attorneys to us than to go to court. Okay? So, mediation is available. We can go even a step further to arbitration. Again, attorneys that we have on retainer, you can sign an agreement that whatever the arbitrator decides, it will be legal and binding. Okay? Well, why do you do that, BBB? Well, for one thing, who wants to go to court on stuff like that? Okay? We're going to use somebody unbiased to make the decision. Because I think I'm right. Well, I think I'm right. Okay, well, let's just have an arbitrator make the decision. We do offer those services. Beyond that, you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay? So, we've got 3 resolutions, dispute resolution levels that you can work through. Okay? Next.
All right, this is the app I mentioned a little while ago. We actually have a super easy way for customers for you as a business owner to request reviews from your customers. It's called Your Review app. It's something we offer to our businesses. It makes it so, you're on a job or someone's out doing work for your company and all they have to do is type in their customer's phone number right then and there. It sends them a text message. They just click that link, write the review, submit it. It's submitted to bbb.org. We go through that normal vetting process that we always do, but then it's posted on our website. Something else that's offered in there is you can pay a fee, monthly fee, this part's free, but if you pay a fee, we can have it so you can do the same thing using that app, but you can also have it post to Google and all of those other places that your business may be listed. So that's just a super easy way. We know you're always trying to get those positive reviews, and what better than when you're standing next to the person who just had a great experience and just be like, hey, if you just, I'm gonna send you a text, click this link really quick, type out, however, your good experience, and then it'll be sent right to us. So that's something to help our businesses be able to encourage those positive reviews that are sometimes hard to come by. And we also offer this sort of marketing materials you could put on, your business profile or any marketing you do. This is available to remind customers you may have to submit that review. And again, you can link to it, like if you click this little thing down here, it can link to them being able to write a review on our website. So we have a couple different ways to encourage those positive reviews, because we know that sometimes that can be a challenge for business owners.
Okay, earlier, Ashley was talking about social media. We just want to make sure that you know that we're out there. We're out there on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube. You can find us everywhere. Now, I'm not suggesting that you go out there and be on everything, because you know what you can handle. Don't do more than what you can handle, okay? But BBB is available on all of those handles. Please feel free to write in if you have questions or concerns, need some information, please do. I'm gonna stop right here, Ashley, and stick a pin in this. October the 24th, BBB will have a webinar, and I'm going to provide this information to the chamber, on cybersecurity for your business. Cybersecurity is very important. If you're online, you offer your services and your business, you need to protect it. We are going to have a gentleman this gentleman is a detective sergeant, from the Michigan Cyber Command Center, Michigan State Police, is going to be featured on that seminar. It is free. It's at 10 o'clock on October the 24th. Please don't miss it. It's very important for you, especially if you're small business. I started looking and reviewing at some of the things that he was sending me, that he's trying to get me familiar with the things that are happening. And I just looked at one topic, doxing. It's a business identity theft and how it works. People will actually get into your business records. Hackers, there must be a University of Scam and Hacker, okay? Because they get past those walls, and they will take your identity, they will open up accounts, start charging things against your business. Very important. You're not too small for this information. If you look at the news, you will see every day somebody else is being hacked. Flagstar, my bank. Flagstar, somebody else, some other health provider has been hacked. Information has been stolen, names, social security numbers. They use that stuff to obtain what they want. You need to be more aware of what's going on out there, what you're subject to. Cybersecurity for your small business, October the 24th, 10 a.m. Okay? You're invited.